performance other than the ho and Obinya Kunya ba Liverpool. And then Oba and Ignehu. So I did Premier League, top scorer 3 times. Or did they 2017, 18, and sample and 2018-19 no, and so I say on Hurricane Echo. Then Uber will 2019, that is 2020-21, and so Mbaba share with him and so. And so, and this is a player will prove beyond imagination. Say anytime be a ube mana kwenyano. So onye juan mao abra o man pressure no obey juan the amount. This season alone, you have the last 8 matches awabo. He has been consecutive. Now or show goals 8 matches in a row.
Sure.
It is not like a normal record about any day. Oh yeah, me ranker. We are talking about Mohamed Salah. Ever since we been with Liverpool, no 387 matches our bono, 348 goals contribution. Entire normal. A player of his caliber, a ringer. No because only most of the time you say goal scoring a day and one side. But when you with me there, it's not been anymore to the extent say every match will go beyond. So no one can say one should go and form any team now. No,
7 seasons Liverpool. I mean, it's quite a bit.
And those 7 seasons are okay. So me check it the numbers now. So me check it Mohamed Salah numbers now.
One share 20.
No player every season be 1 man 20 plus. Better goals and assists contributions on the mount. And this season, so about 27 matches, at me amount 25 goals, 16 assists, and then man of the match, out of 27, no, 20.
Yeah.
Liverpool, our player, Mohamed Salah, and he's the main reason why in the Champions League, you can't say league phase, Liverpool, man, you lose game here. 100% record for an slot.
I'm lose the last game, so
but my patch say, PSV and already and then the Premier League, when you see 11 points clear, I'll be amount for cash on many.
He's already 32 and still on the contract, or in the last year. It's likely he will go to the Arab land for huge money, and who would blame him? But at the same time, so if he stays another season, he can break all those records. Alan Shearer, Thierry Henry, and you know, and all these other players. But Ghanaian players, I think they will use Salah as a yardstick. Any Ghanaian player who perhaps at his age, give him another 5, 6, 7 seasons, might be also that consistent, if not in numbers, but at least in terms of the play. Of course, Inaki is in Spain. Antoine Semenyo is picking up in England. Look at his stats: 25 matches, 5 goals. It's Charlie, it's easy. Salah stats is quite crazy.
And I make us say Yababenya Africans are almost beda, but not necessarily Ghanaians. Those days we had 20 Yabuya Gola, more years now, Leeds United, Eddie Emma, Ghana, Sato Bibiakai. Even those days are now, and Una Asamoah, so couple bought 10 goals, no incredible. As of now, we have Jordan and Yaw also so the numbers in terms of the Premier League, of all time, like all the seasons are on a bad goals in Bibia. But for a single season, where a single season, as I'm about those number 20 plus. Esai kwaku we kunim say Thierry Henry or Kevin De Bruyne and a ban assist now numbers in Chrome that is 20. And so if you have Salah, we have 11 games to go. And say season number the that's what match 16 assists. The probability say player every match be obo bia so wan che go amawa obema de obema assist.
They say if you look at the EPL, Prince, it's probably the toughest league, arguably the toughest league in the world. So maybe Inaki, the La Liga is tough. It will say a second after EPL, perhaps. EPL, Ghanaian players there, who can we say in the next 3, 4, 5 years?
That's a tall order.
What do you say? This chap, his name is
for me, he comes close.
Man of the match, we did best.
He comes close. Semenyo has been in some blistering form, fantastic.
But numbers,
the numbers, they don't add up. You see, but again, let's also consider the fact that Mo Salah has a lot of influence, a lot of experience.
Jordan Ayew.
Jordan comes here, but Jordan is also closing out on age. And so, for me, I guess that this is the time most of them could have spurred themselves on with some wonderful performances for their respective clubs. But for me, Semenyo comes close. He's been in some blistering form.
Comes close in terms of potential, right? But not
comes
in terms
close
of current
in terms
form.
of oh no, certainly not. Current form, certainly not.
Right.
But the potential is there, and he gives it 110% performance with each and every passing day. I have been impressed with him. I think he's got into the groove, he's gotten into the stride, and his strength keeps him carrying on.
It's unfortunate.
Future, yes,
we will not be in Morocco.
Yeah,
it's so unfortunate because I was thinking that if Ghana had been there, yes,
I'm putting it into context.
Okay, into context, yes, and I agree. But if the Black Stars had been there, then we would have seen some form of equality, if not par excellence performance from some of these young players. For me, Semenyo, the sky seems to be the limit. He keeps pushing and pushing. And again, like you rightly said, some of them may be using Mo Salah as a yardstick. Yeah. Okay, so if the Egyptians are able to do it, what is lacking in our game? What is lacking in our quality? I mean, out of the blue, we saw Mohamed Kudus also rise, and he shot straight into some stardom. But how many goals has he been able to score? He just plays 21 matches. You know, so it tells you that it gets difficult with the younger generation. But Mo Salah, like I said, he's got the experience on his part, and he takes advantage of it. Plus, of course, he's playing in a team where the regulars who feature in the team know how he plays.
Okay, so let's talk about the team issue, Evans. The Semenyo, Echo Liverpool, and Kudus. If Kudus and Semenyo went to Liverpool, would that help their numbers because of the team that played?
Of course, definitely. So, all team all creators who are we rest assured say empo ude ni mu a chance ne banko a wo eye for goal no kwa de so we be a prolific scorer ubetima ye adwuma no and we Liverpool chances for market. Don't forget Salah na ye kan wasem no aside say only the top scorers na also lead the top assists no or you create big chances created no also wo mu bi uti ase enti say ohwe Kudus wa media ye kan 21 matches 3 goals 1 assist and I'm putting that red card that one cover okuta e ne kokuboni like dey come an say but so hwe ye players na player ba kwa misu mi say senka ye timenya abotre na coach ni ye a dey Salah ye no dachi we betima be bi no Abdul Fattah Isaku. Yes, but say Abenton Leicester City. Otima bomodi ama ne performance no akosoro. Na se de bia say we start here championship no more no. Say ko otima den replicate the same performance Premier League ni mo a. Fattah will be a different beast altogether Premier League ni mo. Anything is possible. And Abenton plan we plan no. Minim say dey obe recover and his comeback will mean a lot to whether he's going to reach his potential or not. And maybe we say Kudus Mohammed a lesson for him with this particular red card here Okoji na a unnecessary act by him because over the early days West Ham United are super. Even when we started the season he was one of the players not more tormenting many of the defenders and so Premier League but that particular red card and also so and say bibia still he can live up to the billing abra otima de ebobo na him say Kudus is a good dribbler e ba no twetwe na idea we rank o yade but also mutim bombo de this numbers assist goals no count and gini pass the Salah no and na mi America no say Salah watimi aya then just say you ntimi nye you betimi aye and gini pass so say afcon na be ba so no there are other players on be compete abra talkability about who say Ballon d'Or no that be obetimi akwa akoji
Abranti bi so about young guy Manchester City no so Egyptian Amouche now we look at players like what's Antoine Semenyo what a friend say
Fattah Isaku,
Jordan is senior Kudus the Egyptians to have this pedigree of players they are now beginning to show know before then now Egyptian we cry friend saying
Chazige El Nene Mohamed El Nene
the other goal scorer record goal scorer some seasons ago he didn't escape me
not Abutrika the Premier League are you talking about the Premier League? Yes, there's one player I also remember. He's
the patch say if you are doing a comparison, compare Ghana players the yardstick. Egyptian players they've done it. But Ghana players, apart from the traditional Samoa Jan and the rest, that consistency is in there.
No correct. I think I couldn't say league ye can one say ye ba uba Ghana Premier League mo. Or compare Egyptian league na we branding na we anchor difference no so. Gap ne wom no eso ukọ ye players ye wo amanone a omudi djuma ho so a ye modem one a ye bo ho no e na ye ka no e fam e no ka obi na affect your national team no because anyone say emra players be bra no more so any or the likes of Solomon Terry or Inter time oben na Portsmouth for Echo Wewe mu kobo Inter at some point in time kobo AC Milan you had the Steven Appiah playing for the Juventus, Copimo Bologna. You had Asamoah playing for the Udinese Calcio, Copimo France, and Sana, Copimo Modena, Mukobo. You can say Sunderland. Satam na my Calisia mo ebo Lionel. No, I'll Chelsea this adino. You players need to move among the integral part of our team. Every team you will be a commanded starting lineup. No, but Satam yeah you media. Who be say Thomas Wate or commanded starting lineup all right, but is he an attacker? Kudus Mohammed or your attacker all right, but on your out and out striker, I'll bet you provide those numbers, no. But Mohammed Salah Diana also I ring that is Kudus Mohammed, you know. But on why they add the son you need to the craft, no. To those days are not only Firmino name, money more no. Firmino now a can say Arrowhead. I no lead the attack, no. But Salah anytime you be out number Firmino, no. Sometimes even Sadio Mane can not be out number, no. So I think say ade ba kwa vetu ba kwa players no obi say Kudus Mohammed Fatah say ku say make no o betimi aden etimia fa saade no bi dia ka o ensusu game no wa ene betimi ma compete Egyptians no but don't forget o mama moves hwe no modern na ball German Bundesliga mu nam so ma January winter transfer no Guardiola akwa fa de daba ye nya ehu ye the first test ye de man obo hat-trick and the record. And so they can say Premier League.
Share in your opinion.
He
had to mellow.
Yes.
All right, let's come back home. That was just a little bit of the latest. One of the reasons why, of course, Salah is trending globally is Jamie Carragher, former Liverpool defender, made a comment regarding the AFCON, and he basically said that Salah is not going to win any major tournament, and straight away, his fellow panelists were like, no. The AFCON is a huge tournament. We saw that in Ivory Coast, where the numbers were huge for the first time, and we're hoping that Morocco would have even bigger numbers. But this is what Carragher made, an issue of, and is now trending globally. Let's listen.
Awkwardly checked after he dismissed the Africa Cup of Nations as a major tournament during a debate about Mo Salah. Micah Richards and Daniel Sturridge were quick to correct the Liverpool legend after his slip in the Sky Sports studio following Liverpool's 2-0 win over Manchester City. Sturridge claimed that Salah wants to become the best in the world, though for Carragher there was one perceived obstacle in his way. I think the problem is the fact he's with Egypt, and he's probably not playing in the major tournament as such. However, Carragher quickly came under fire on social media for not including the Africa Cup of Nations as a major tournament. As such, both Sturridge and Richards were quick to correct Carragher, with Richards stating, just to say, AFCON is a major tournament.
Yeah, so Carragher came out, under attack, and Jose Mourinho once asked, what has Carragher won? But he actually won the Champions League when Steven Gerrard was captain. But apart from that, he's a good talker. I think people have been bashing him that, Prince, he's a good talker, nothing more. Is that fair?
Well, I'm not too sure on the basis or the premise on which he said what he said. Maybe it could have been a slip, but rightly so, corrected and aptly so, simply because a lot of them out there do not consider the AFCON as one of the top major football tournaments. But for those of us from this part of the world, for us it is a major tournament. Not only us, but of course for those who have also admired the quality and the skill that African players have brought to world football. And so for him not to have considered AFCON as one of the top is very sad. But AFCON has also its levels, its pedigrees, and it's also produced some of the best world players one can think of, and we're not talking about only today, but yesteryear, etc., etc. Our own Abedi Ayew Pele stands out as a very clear example. The AFCON has come to stay. It is one of the major tournaments that those who are beyond the walls of Africa look at to see what kind of quality Africa possesses.
And now the numbers have gone up.
The numbers have shot up.
Yeah.
It's shot up.
Morocco obviously looking to host the World Cup very soon. So in is it December, the next World AFCON? AFCON, yeah. It probably will be the biggest AFCON
in the biggest showpiece.
But
it will be the biggest showpiece.
Your country will not be there.
Well, that's unfortunate, and it's sad that we would have it on the screens because I was looking forward.
You'll be traveling or you watch it from home?
I may not have the reason to travel unless, of course, adopted countries like La Côte d'Ivoire, also shine, because from what we saw in Ivory Coast, the last AFCON, it looks like Morocco will definitely be a party, not to be left out.
All right, we'll be looking forward to that. Hopefully, Morocco will be there to shine. Remember that World Cup qualifiers also begin 17th, Ghana, Chad at the Accra Sports Stadium. We'll tell you more about that, but let's go for another break. And when we come back, we'll talk about the Ghana Premier League funeral of the late Pole coming up on Thursday, 6th March, and then the GPL hopefully would, recommence, and then the MTN FA Cup as well, Kotoko's outstanding game. Hearts, though, are out. We'll talk about that and others in a bit. Okay, welcome back. Yeah, lots to talk about, even though there was no countdown. That's okay, it's allowed. Yeah, Black Stars, that's on the 17th. Okay, that's just around the corner. But the FA Cup, these are the results coming through, of course. A big surprise over the weekend, Hearts of Oak. But they're blaming the lack of activity as an issue. Is it?
Yeah, all the teams had lack of activity. I mean, especially with the Premiership clubs. They all had lack of activity. If the team is well prepared, there is no way you will fail. It is when you fail to prepare that you always prepare to fail. So there were other teams that did very well, and especially the younger ones. When I say younger ones, those in the lower divisions. Look at Park Academy, for example. After a 1-1 draw against Midiama, 90 minutes, they beat them on penalties. Accra Hearts of Oak, you battled well, but you see, for Midiama, it's as if for most of their fans, it should always be a done deal that they go after 90. But here you have Park Academy teaching them a lesson or two. Some very good penalty kicks. On the day itself, Midiama stood up to the test, but of course, it was not enough to give victory that they wanted. You know, for these smaller teams, the Division 1 teams, the Division 2 teams, we can't write them off because this is a tournament that has as its slogan, Obia and Yobia. It should almost always be a yardstick, especially for the big clubs when they play. So Accra Hearts of Oak came onto the field at Legon and they felt that it was a done deal. And Golden Kicks taught them a lesson or two.
Well, Midiama can also say the same, Evans, that they were not, you know, they were rusty. After how many weeks?
Just 3 weeks. In fact, 2 and weeks. But say me hwe dwumadie no a, for instance, Midiama die na coach ne boys no, they were not in the best of condition. They were not in the best of shapes. So I'm the Baba be against Park Academy. Hearts of Oak. We are talking about the record holders of the FA Cup. They've won it 12 times. On any day, so Ocheki form na omdi ebo game no after that loss to Asante Kotokwa. Omo share Heart of Lions and San Puda Nana Poli ne Sabini Wuno ebe maya suspend ya. Now to me say no omo these small teams say Golden Kicks are omo adwuma. In the round of 32, so omo home stars omo 3-0. It was this same group of players. Mauli Wayo Kwabena Boate ne Asamoah Boate na fiye omo na share 3 goals no. But over there esi yes the mirror anaye kan ya. Omo abo omo coach ni ubeble mu na me to me ebia nye because the physical trainer no per the me crumble meeting say owo Black Queens for mo camp. Ah no omo na ye adwuma. Edi so no ni ho na say ebia coach na we expect ni say per ne tactics ni bibia wo de ato echi no. Osan be boa ama mo fitness level no we putu omo into shape a. Hono na akwa asibie o but players na nkasa no I see say now there was no sense of urgency. They were ready and na omo prepare omo say sa game na na omo body tia Golden Kicks no na omo de ahodin bi kwa kwura mu same way na owura ndidi Ibrahim Tanko and the boys from media masoso no omo asem na kwa kwaye kama say after say Nana Poli issue no buy na ene no ye pen puma sibre na neno yetibia dey aba resume league no na sa teams nyina Mediama House of Folk Young Apostles nyina na o ma deda eti so unya Park Academy a sa tema issue ni si ye division 1 league dey ekoso se me check Golden Kicks ya highlight ikoso a me ranka you are talking about a team on the toso du baako e zone 3 o mu table no so Home Stars na House of Folk share no 3 no ono toso nwotwe out of 51 points possible 51 points in 17 matches or division 1 league no almost 18 points compared to a team of Premier League. Among for Becca one start on a good note, House of Folk. But near a case of Tosso 9 and 1 point per and 2 teams near lead Bibian Go Stars near Santa Corocco or many trade or no any Out of Lions more 33 points. So personally, me when say media mo House of Folk or more technical team players, you know, that sense of agency and then comedy room so bono anywhere and House of Folk. I didn't ne say coach Watara 8 year. Messi so ni hujuma ne say na attackers no e so oboa ma o me sharp e so o me sharper because the difference dey me who problem be o
but even if there's no Premier League as professional players as a professional coach you're still supposed to keep your players
you train you prepare
they played if I'm not mistaken they played a friendly against Heart of Lions before this particular game so but and I make a choice say players no me I don't see that there is any sense of urgency they saw this game say a bit mere formality be and Coach Hansen Fifi Parker only the players no eba be kire omo busuma eduama bro Samuel Legon stadium a ye game na frituba ye ba no nyesa agori na eba be di between House of Folk and ye can say Golden Kicks for the fan say me run we are talking about the game as say cause show mo e fa say division 1 league no ye ntimi nya qualification be Premier League no say House of Folk ai be ya bakosem
true
what you say House of Folk one age FA Cup ne kese House of Folk onya sabe body abrewajo it is all question na even coach no one biggest achievement
brother
abrewajo what you say into omo
it's a record
yes one record
defending champions
Gold Stars are out House of Folk out Mediama out 3 big teams
Young Apostles so also ban na in the Premier League also so free but obeka so onukwa podi say Premier League club na also so in film so I think say Benjamin Asari House of Folk team ni no goalkeeper in 19 matches we keep clean sheets in 11 clean sheets if you have such a goalkeeper or a national asset now mom say attackers ni good and now my pam Kasim Sisi Ivorian striker no he just quite because he's not living up to the billing same way na Samuel Boateng fi mom say we issue apology So perhaps Bobo Kono, no one penny for any fans in natural because what was a penalty or no cray out to me shall go. Or be a player our nations FC. Oh, what do you think one shall go? On your board dog glass, put him hold on to play. Oh, the answer would you think what shall go? Oh, boy, 11 goes, you know, because of say your league, you know, you should any prolific attacker be a me said now Yaw Ampofo and Yakwa back to the Ghana Premier League or Nikotoko. I also buy a back to back or shall goes here. Next year, league in the year, you should need those days are. Ubenya de you can say Mahatma Otu Monomane those Mohammed Damo no mbema no double figures. What you say? Ubenya players are on the mount at least 11 goals. We are talking about league. You bomb match the 19. You ranker. You name your player with me amount 10 goals. Fight that we take of Nations FC 9 goals and all the leading top scorers no. And Mauli Wayo are near midfielder or House of Folk or 5 goals. Are also they compete or top scorers in the moon. Abra House of Folk, not Hamza Isa. Not Kwabena Boateng and enye as a more Boateng a free set a team no o so money share anya bad they in the top 4 but say o team who goalkeepers who defenders year adwuma wachiwo so consider more but attackers no dey o ka ma sema akwa bibi o ho a de bia nkwada yi omchimu a ombe no mo sa.
Very interesting indeed. So yeah, we're looking forward to the next round of the draw for the MTN FA Cup, but let's take a look at the awards for the concurrent month which has passed, that is the GPL, and of course the coach, not surprising, as well as the goalkeeper. Yeah, you did mention Mauli Wayo, hard to vote, player of the month, coach of the month, and the goalkeeper of the month. Kamara came under a lot of stick a few matches earlier, but he seems to have settled down. You know, he seems to have settled down now for the Porcupine Warriors, and one reason why they've maintained that consistency, and looks like Prosper Ogun also has settled down and is keen to win another title to add to the previous one he did for the Porcupine Warriors. And of course, Mauli Wayo, a bit inconsistent, but when he's on form, doing the job for Accra Hearts of Folk. All right, let's move on and talk about the Faith Ladies, Army Ladies. Prince, you were there for that. The women are back.
Yep, they're back.
Getting good, response so far.
Yeah, playing well, playing strongly.
Morocco.
Exactly. Black Queens obviously lost in that game. But this was a game where a lot of people, beyond all odds, thought that the Ghana Army Ladies were going to run amok over Faith Ladies. By virtue of the fact that Faith Ladies had not had a very good season this season. They occupy currently the 7th position. Army Ladies, 5th position, and so we're looking forward to some sublime skill. But look at this for a strike.
Oh la la.
Over 30 yards. And the irony
the keeper
is that
thought it was going out.
The lady who scored just came onto the field 5 or 6 minutes before she was able to get this goal. It was a tough encounter. The defense and midfield of Army Ladies were
she meant it. It wasn't a cross.
Yeah, she aimed for goal and she scored it.
Beautiful shot
it was a very, very good goal. But again, that was the clarion call, wake-up call for the Army Ladies. Because so far they had done pretty well. Mary Susu, their goalkeeper, was in Wonderland. But they bounced back, and they bounced back nicely. They also made 2 quick changes. And the lady who did the magic for Army Ladies, there she is. Loretta got to the ball, sent in the cross. Goalkeeper came out and did very well. But the rebound took a deflection.
Yeah,
and
some good technique. We see. Look at the cross. Look at the
was
the shot that
target
came in
to get a goal for Army Ladies, which brought them back to level pegging in the game. It was I like
this cross, the technique.
Yes. She took her time, aimed for it, but Annabelle, the goalkeeper, I was surprised she didn't win the woman player of the match. She stood between Faith Ladies.
And nice to see some strong-looking ladies there.
Yeah, very robust, and you can trust the Ghana Army Ladies team. Most of the players have got a lot of physical power because they go through such physical training, just as the regular Army officers would do. Of course, most of them in the regular army as well. And so it was a keenly contested game. At the end of 90 minutes, they had to share the spoils. Faith Ladies were so downhearted because they thought that they could have won.
The Army girls by surprise.
Exactly. But Army also showed their resilience. Came back into the game, got that deciding goal, and it was good. Yeah. They squared off after 90.
Okay, so Nana Udro, Safo, he's an ex-member of the Ghana Football Association. It appears that he's suddenly become a spokesperson for the FA. To my, so far, key critical issues around the FA seems to come from him, or he responds to them. I don't know if unofficially he's now the spokesperson for the GFA.
Well, not that we've heard of.
Yeah, but
Not
it was
that
at
we've
Max,
heard of.
Max FM.
As an EXCO member,
Right.
yes, he's got a grip on some of the issues. And so passing through our premises here at Max TV, Max FM, he made a few
been a
pointers
regular,
known. And I wouldn't say that he's become the mouthpiece for the GFA.
I'm talking of in terms of his level.
His level.
If you talk of...
Yeah, I guess he maybe he has a hold on some of the issues. And it is best explained by him because some of these things, when they come...
I like this, what he says about Hearts and Kotoko having EXCO slots is impossible in democracy. And that's an interesting one.
We said so from the early times when we heard that Kotoko and Hearts were pushing for positions on the EXCO. I mean, it's far-fetched.
Yeah.
So if they have bad seasons or bad durations during the season, do they still stay on?
Yeah. And Hearts and Kotoko, who would say that, well, you know, the EXCO are not being democratic, but you voted for them.
Exactly.
You voted for them, so
that's why
that
they're
was
there.
a democratic
That's
process.
why they're there, yeah.
If you don't like it,
and that's
vote them out.
Broadcast rights proceeds aren't exclusive to Hearts and Kotoko.
Yeah, he's right, but you know what's happening in modern football now? If you go to Spain, Barcelona and Madrid, they've argued, and this has happened over the years.
Yes.
They get a bigger chance because of numbers.
They do, exactly.
So Kotoko is somebody on my numbers.
Se me bobo ko Kotoko any house of folk Ghana na me matches na mu yi a se Kotoko any young apostles bo amu beyi se house of folk any Bibian go stars bo amu beyi se me matches amu yi mu ode a e wo se me ye de minya sika no kese
the majority
eno na ye kan wa se but eno na nana safu do
it's a Kotoko ne Hearts already proposal.
Yes, and
there must be some level of documentation to show,
and asema ye kan wa se bi nana Odu Safo nsem bi wo ka me ne ya adwen ebi nana mo ka edifa sa school slot no impossible ye de no criteria e be fa so de ama obi aba school so e de ato ne a me no ka sei Kotoko se ye wura kwasi apia o ye school member na meboa coach kwasi apia eti kwan na ofa so de course no house of so se du na se ba be to aba no na mo pese mu nyina mu pushi samo ne mpanifo Ghana na se mo koso a sa criteria na mo pushi ama onipa den na okoso. Now, if you do a say, Momo de Mam free rule, now Mamon Koso, now that Premier League clubs, you're competing with them. So if you think that you have the men now, bet me Koso, no Mamma here and there, no Monsaka, no more for Sakwan and Swamoko. But some no okay, at the far broadcast, you know, dear, meaning Yabin. As I say, Sammy Kotokomo, now me has Muna match, and they be a somebody team Yababo, many out of lines, Babo, you be. Many a house of folk a big game Ghana and then you do any berry. Oh, we are singing now. Says Hadia, I didn't tell many house of folk no Mumma a certain percentage beer and no more can in
yeah, M said it's about the education.
Yes.
Champions League.
Yes.
The more matches, the further you go.
Thank you.
You get more.
But you get more,
you need to Hearts of Oak, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester United, Manchester City, they get better percentage than the lower teams. But they've not explained it well, and they need to present their case to the FA and the broadcast, right? So that when we have 5 or 10% extra, it makes sense. Because take away Hearts, take away Kotoko, the numbers go down. So they need to argue that, of course, in a very academic manner. So I think it's about explaining exactly what that means. Yeah, so Nana Odu Safo is not the official spokesperson for the FA. He's the senior most person who speaks. There's an issue that Alhaji Karim Guza has raised. We're not going to discuss that here because it borders on legalities. You know, it's a very serious accusation, and obviously would want to talk about it when we also have the side of the FA when they respond. But Alhaji Guza has made some very serious, claims against the FA with regards to some monies that were given to them at Qatar. But let's move on. The league is coming back. Police on Thursday. I guess it's going to be a huge event. And police must be very, very strong.
I think nyame ya dum na se nana poli na yi yo kese no a Kotoko buku no omo ye de gya no kwan no duru so a ye be se uni wa santimamu a osofo ani munyam kota akire so ye Kotokoni buku be na support no abranche yi ni ho edisi wo se ono de ni buku ni Kotoko a obeta wo nachi se nfa no mbeko bia no obeboa aye dede e de ama o mama ne no obi bia mpa onye football eni no on so aba binya dobi e de ama wo kansi de akiri nanso asa mentimi ho ase ene sebi 3 points a ehia ye nche nipa nti nipa bi di akomahye ene niema bi ensem fata kodi bone e ma na branch nkan ho nyame yadom na omo ye minim se o kan bi
yeah quick one mameko okay Takrady, let's go to Takrady in the Western region. Sammy, hello Sammy, good evening. Hello Sammy, we are listening to you too. Okay, maybe Sammy can't hear me. Hello Sammy, can you hear me? No, Sammy.
Hello.
Yeah, we're listening to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Boko. Last week, Mibusa asked me about Montini and Boame. Mibusa said the referee officiated the Stratraman and Kotoko game. Has anything been Obama updates be on whatever happened? And two, I'm not those for a penny or football. But they always want to attack Kotokone has. Kotokone has, and I want to throw on my Bobekum Chelsea now, dear Chino. Then I am a Chelsea. Oye Penina, you act accordingly. Napoli issue Siba Kasanyama, but upon all, no, people are not minding you because Sepenimu Anyari Papa and crime follow. And I'll find out league in bounce back very soon. Still, what is the GFA doing about the person who killed Napoli? Justice for Napoli, we should all stand and help the soul of Napoli to rest well. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I like his tempo and the manner in which he's put his case across. Yep, I think he raised a lot of good points. The referee, to the best of my knowledge, no disciplinary action has been taken against him. I could be wrong if there's an update to that, Prince.
No, I haven't heard anything.
Right.
I haven't heard anything on the contrary. So we'll just wait for the official position of the Ghana Football Association. I'm sure the discipline
not had any update with regards to the hunt for Pole's killers. Nothing.
Okay, so you have to say a branch be the primer. Puisi for Nibabe to just say or no near Sebi, Okudina Yano, Tigusu, I ever say, on Behuna na say, and for Pana branch and Wakakudi.
Okay. Ashaiman. Olivia, hello, Olivia. Good evening to you. How are you doing? Hello, Olivia.
Hello, Brian. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Fine. Uncle Jude, I'll make you.
Why?
Uncle Jude.
Oh, now Olivia, when was the last time Jude? Oh no, or they Donald Trump? We're too quiet.
Oh, I suppose Sunday here.
What for no?
Sunday,
okay, I know how we share more mistakes. Another part. And see, Obi, I didn't want to check. Of course, dear, I'm because on the call with the Nippon one, or dear, I'm one S1 step up to where. Me, I tried to my phone. It's a problem on the Sadia. That's not to take it. Almost one is up. Not prayers, don't you? But the idea was what Obi had you go. Now you have prayer out now. No, come to pass. You have a couple of that. If you didn't find me out, they actually. The reason why not
that's it. I think she was talking about Elmina, the player who attacked the referee. He's been charged. I'm yet to confirm the disciplinary, final. What's the word to use? He had until last week to respond. We're waiting for the FA to give a definitive punishment on that one. Yeah, but players shouldn't do that.
Of course.
Sometimes their behavior on the pitch can provoke supporters and the terrorists to misbehave. So Olivia says she cried all day when Hearts of Oak was eliminated from the FA Cup, Prince.
Olivia is a dyed-in-the-wool Hearts fan.
I thought she was an Olympics fan, actually.
For those of you who know Olivia very well, I mean, she's a keen and ardent follower of whatever happens on the local scene. And obviously, she would be sad with what happened with Accra Hearts of Oak.
Okay, let's go to the Ashanti region. Kumasi. Hello, good evening. Ima. Hello, Ima, good evening. I think today there's a little bit of a delay. Ima, can you hear me? Good evening.
Pacho, good evening.
Good.
Good afternoon.
Good, yeah. It's a...
Nam, what is it?
Pacho, you're on pa.
Okay. Pacho, my family. As I think, coach, a rep now, is what I'm managing to talk about. I know about an idea not years before and Papa. Okay. At the same time, the young referee has the next of that to do the match again this year. And you just said you association with the referee. Now, next time they will be able to for the referee. Almost as the Jomaka, people more than community. Every year, I think there's no be. And I said, because I start within some of India. Then pass up a until yes, if one reflect, kind of a problem with the referee thing that pass. That's it.
Yo, yes, yeah, that's it. Prince Evans, it looks like this issue of referees, the fans keep asking. It's something that they have at the back of their minds. We need to make a definitive stop and issue stiffer punishments for referees who we think are not doing their job, you know?
Yeah, because to me, referee judgment will evolve out. So the report or the comma on the match commission, the comma if for there, you must be an India. Now, so I was said sometimes year for me who say, I did way a course, referee went to me and get the 2 minutes so and you gave me said an AC call, but an assistance. And because of that, be also true with their man, now buy to the public domain. About how come be brass, be also so in a bed, a beba firm, and say Yantifi and Fahua, and a bema, they be almost ra. No more bizarre say, now referee as soon as he game where of course, Messi Bessin there. Miriam. Referee so could the Heart of Lions if you come Chelsea game no last season. That final match day game no on board become Chelsea no. Baby also bizarre as our referees on not some cause saying. But maybe was a Messi no. Now Canada poli dia no. You be say yon kwata eche na yi yo no enye kam e krabere. Na at least the crowd no ton kakra. Abra league ni ba be koso. But who say FA Cup yi course ya round of 16 no. Ya bo modern ma e ban bambo a no ma yimu. Omo fa sa ma ye be start league no enkoso. Na ye mpe nipa no a odi na ya no nipa no oba okochia ne kofi kwa mu wo no. Na ma mra enini.
Thank you very much, Sapong, and also to Prince Annan. You can follow Prince on the Women's Football Trail. And also Sports Pack on Max 89.7 FM. Nana Dakwa and the rest of the team will be bringing you the very latest. And we'll keep you posted on all that's happening. Yes, confirmation of the late police funeral on the 6th of March, Independence Day in Kumasi. And we'll also be bringing you updates on that as well. We'll talk about boxing on Thursday, bring an update on Fight Night coming up. And, of course, all the activities around Independence as well. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye for now.